Okay, so for today guys is semester 1. So today we will continue chapter 2, specialized cell. Specialized tissue lah. But for today we only talk about plant only. We only talk about plant. Okay. So you can invite your friends. We will start now. 8 o'clock already, so you start now. Okay, so for today, we will explain the specialized cells for plant only. Animal, we will continue to more because it is too much. So if I cover both, normally it takes about 3 to 4 hours. If I think lah. Okay, so actually for plant actually is spatial. It does not only contain specialized cells, it also have one type of cell we call as unspecialized cells. This is spatial for plant only. But for animal, it does not have unspecialized cell. Animal only has specialized tissue only. But for plant, it is spatial. It has the one type of tissue called unspecialized cell or tissue lah. So the unspecialized cell for plant is meristematic cells. So I think this cell's name, all of you are familiar with it. Okay, but normally this cell is we call as unspecialized, meaning that this cell is the origin of the cells. It can be, if it is specialized, it can become more type, different type of the cell. So okay, so this is spatial for plant. Okay. So what is mean by meristematic cell? So these are the definition. So meristematic cell is that the plant can keep growing because they have undifferentiated tissue called meristematic. This meristematic tissue, it will contain the cells that can divide, leading to new cells that elongate and become differentiated. Okay, so if you see that why plant, normally the plant cells, plant tree, normally if it is woody plant, normally in woody plant, or it can grow until 100 years. Even though 1,000 years is okay for woody, especially woody plants. If you go to tropical forest, Malaysia tropical forest, if you measure the age of the trees, some tree maybe already got 100 years, 200 years, and even some species of the tree can go even until 1,000 years. So why does the plants can grow until 1,000 years, up to 1,000 years, but for animals, normally animal cannot go up to 1,000 years. Right? Normally, like human, you can go until 80 years old or even 100 years old is already the news lah. Already good news to the human lah. Normally in animal, normally like turtle can go up to 200 years, right? But it cannot survive up to 1,000 years for animal. But plant, it is able, especially woody plants. Now woody plant cannot lah. Woody plant can go up to 1,000 years. So why they can go? Because of they are present of meristematic cells. Okay, so I hope that my sound is clear. If you see my sound is not clear, please let me know. Okay. So so plants contain the meristematic cell. So this cell is we can say that it is the factory lah. It can be say like the factory. When they are the cells, plant cells die, these cells will be elongate, will be divide, undergo cell division, and elongation, differentiation to become a new cell again. You can say that it is like a factory one. So that any plant cells, it can have the unlimited cell supplier compared to human. Like human, we does not have the factory like this. Human although can undergo cell division, but the cell division is limited compared to plant cells. Because plant cell it contains spatial unique factory like this. Animal does not have any factory one. So this one is undifferentiated cell, meaning that when there are cell one die, this cell will be differentiated to the specific cell. Okay, so these are the main definition. So actually, if you see that the structure of meristematic cell, so there are normally the meristematic cell either it is located at the root or at the stem. So if you see that there are mainly we have two types of meristematic cell, apical meristematic cell and also lateral meristematic cell. So normally they are located apical meristematic either is at the roots or at the batang lah, yang batang paling atas punya. So normally in meristematic cell, the structure normally is in cube shape, smaller in size, and then the cell wall is thin and it is unspecialized cell. So it is very active in cell division. So it can divide many times to produce more meristematic cells. Okay, and then they have the very small vacuole. The cells is contain only small vacuole, but the nucleus is very big. So that is why that it can active in cell division because the nucleus is very big. It can more control the cell division more easy lah compared to the normal cells. Okay, the cells normally are arranged compactly within the tissue with intercellular air space between the cells. Some new cells will remain in meristem and produce more cells, while other differentiate are incorporated into tissues and organs. Okay, so normally meristematic tissue it contain normally either it is remain at the specific place or either it can be differentiated and then incorporate into another tissue and organ. So normally tissue and organ for the plant is leaf. Either it can develop into leaf or into the food like that. Okay, and then cells that maintain as sources of new cells have traditionally been called initial but are increasingly being called stem cells to correspond to animal stem cells that also divide and remain functionally undifferentiated. So this sentence is mean that when the cells is remain the sources of new cell, this is just the one to compare to the stem cell lah. So normally meristematic cell also can known as the stem cells like human. So human also contains stem cells, but human stem cells normally is occurring during embryo stage. After embryo stage, when it become a zygote, or it become baby, normally human already does not have animal stem cell already lah. So compared to plant can say that although it is plants can say that the stem cell is always present within their body, but for animal it does not have. So these are just the general explanation for meristematic tissue. Okay, so normally they have two classes of meristematic you have to learn: apical meristematic and also lateral meristematic. So okay, so these are the apical meristematic. So I think these two structures maybe you had saw it before in your secondary school SPM. I think SPM got learned. So apical meristem either it is located at the shoot of the plant or either root of the plant. So both part of this plant contain apical meristematic cell tissue. So normally for shoot it is located at here. So normally it is located at the leaf lah. Leaf. So if you see that normally if you see that the cells are normally arranged very compact each other one. So if you see that yang ni hitam punya dark color one, meaning that there are many cells located at there. So it is very packed to each other compared to this one. So you see that the other part is more not too bad, but for this part it is very packed. Meaning that there are many meristematic cells are compactly to each other at there. The density is very high lah. And you see the root also have many. So root apical meristem is at here. at here. So this one, I think if you got learn about the cell growth, right, primary growth of plant and secondary growth of plant, you learn in SPM. So this diagram, I think you are familiar with it, right? So there are three zones, right, for plant. Either it is zone of cell division, zone of elongation, and zone of differentiation, right? So normally the apical meristematic cell is in the zone cell division lah. So it is normally is located for zone cell division. After that, when the cells are want to differentiate or elongate, it will go to the zone of elongation lah. So if you see that there are primary meristematic cells called protoderm, ground meristem, and procambium. So these three type is modified, origin from the root apical meristematic cell. This root apical meristematic, it will produce this, and later these three cells will be further differentiate again to form another type of cell lah. So these are all about the apical meristematic cell. Okay, so for the shoot one, so normally the general function of apical meristematic cell is normally it is located at the tips of the shoot and root, including bud of the stems. And normally apical meristematic is responsible for primary growth of the plant. So all of the plant will contain apical meristematic cell. Either woody plant and non-woody plant, all of them contain apical meristematic. Why? Because it is mainly responsible for primary growth. And then it allows roots to extend throughout the soil and shoot to increase exposure to light. So for root, it actually is extend to export to increase the surface area to increase the absorption of water for roots. For shoots, it is normally increase the exposure of light lah. Okay, and then giving rise to short plant body to increase its stem and root length. So I already say it is responsible to primary growth. So primary growth, if you see the growth, meaning that it have to elongate our plant body lah, become more taller, and then the root length become more longer. So as apical meristematic cells can divide throughout the plant's life, enabling its roots and shoot to elongate as increasing the plant's exposure to environmental resources. So normally for the plants that contain apical meristematic cells, normally is divide throughout the plant's life. So plants along the plant's lifespan, it will contain apical meristematic cells. It does not disappear one. So along the plant lifespan, compared to human does not contain the stem cells along our life. Stem cells in human only occur in embryo stage only. After embryo stage, the stem cell is totally differentiated into our tissue and organ already for animal. But for plant cell, this one meristem cell. So meristem cell is also one type of stem cell. It can be divided and it can occur present throughout the plant life. It will not hilang punya, tak akan hilang punya unless you destroy the human destroy the apical meristematic cell. Unless, if not, actually this tissue will not be destroyed simply. Either it got have the external effect like human destroy, human potong sini, potong rumput ke atau macam mana. So if they destroy the meristem, apical meristem, so the plant cannot survive more longer lah. Okay. So this one I take from Campbell. This one I just want to show the primary growth lah. So normally if you see here, so there are two apical meristem cells. Either it is located at the shoot or root. So for this one, normally it more focused on shoot. So if you see the shoot, normally this one is the meristematic cell. And then after that, it can be divided. It can be elongated become primary meristematic cell. So if you see that the color, the outermost layer is dermal layer, so later it will become epidermis. And then if you see that the yellow color one is ground tissue. Ground tissue, what is ground tissue? I think all of you know lah. Ground tissue later you will learn. So actually these three are the specialized tissue lah that you will learn later. So ground tissue is that the tissue that you learn like parenchyma, collenchyma, scalenchyma, right? These three types of ground tissue, collenchyma, scalenchyma, and parenchyma. So later they were elongated and divided into these three types of tissue. Vascular tissue, I think, also very famous, right? Xylem and phloem. Xylem and phloem. So normally all these three tissues are origin from the apical meristematic. So and then for this one, it's just the process how apical meristematic divided and elongated become the organ. So actually this process you don't need to know. I just want to show you only. So normally you see that apical meristematic are undifferentiated. So it is undifferentiated one. So it can become any type of ground tissue. If plant give the signal that dermal tissue is already not enough, so it will give the signal and then it will go divide and elongate to become dermal tissue. So same as ground tissue and vascular tissue. So when they divide, some data cells will become apical meristematic, enduring or continuing population of undifferentiated cells. So it need to maintain the balance. Not like human. For human, it does not maintain balance one. All of the stem cell will directly differentiate, divide, and elongate one. All the animal stem cell. But for plant, it have the balance. Some of them will become undifferentiated, maintain it. Some of them go to form the tissue. Either is dermal, ground, and vascular lah. So if you see that like that lah. So if you see that, that is why that plant this tissue play the responsibility for primary growth. So because of this cell is elongate more elongated. So normally the plant cells will grow lah. So if you see the shoot will go until the maximum lah. But only this is only for primary growth. So this is for the shoot one. So actually root is the same concept also. So you see that root is like that lah. But so for root is go more deeper lah compared to the shoot. Shoot go upward right. But for the root is go to the deeper lah, more deeper and deeper. Okay, so this is what normally you wait to learn in apical meristematic cells. So okay, that's all for apical meristem. So another one is lateral meristematic tissue. Okay, for this one, normally it is only for woody plant only. Because it is responsible for secondary growth. So for non-woody plant like pea plant does not have this tissue one because it does not play the responsibility for secondary growth. So only plant that have the secondary growth will have this meristem. If not, it does not extend. Okay, so normally it is located laterally along the older part of the plant or along the stems and roots. And then it is responsible for secondary growth. So, okay, for lateral meristem, it contains two types also. It will contain either vascular cambium and cord cambium. Okay, so what's it? So if you see here, see this structure. So this is the I take from Campbell also. This is the for stem one, stem part. So this plant actually is already undergo secondary growth already. So if you see number 5 and number 5 vascular cambium, and also another number 7, 5 and 7. This is more important. Vascular cambium. So yang merah ni, this one very thin line one, the merah one is the vascular cambium, and then the cord cambium is the biru one, the line biru one. Biru one. So normally these two cells are more to responsibility to secondary growth. How it responsible? So normal the vascular cambium, it will add the vascular tissue, will produce the vascular tissue for secondary xylem and also secondary phloem. For the apical meristematic, it also can produce vascular tissue, but that one is only primary one, the simple xylem and simple phloem only. But for this one is for secondary. So if you see that secondary phylum is at here at the more inside part, and then the phloem is at the outside one. More to the outside, and then the cambium will give rise from the cord cell to form the outer part of the plant. So this one will form the part on the plant. So this one will replace the epidermal tissue. So epidermal tissue actually is very thin and smooth, right? If you touch the leaf, if you still remember the structure of the leaf, although you not learn, but if you still remember the structure of the leaf, the outermost layer is the epidermal cell, right? Epidermal tissue. So epidermal tissue, you touch the leaf, is very smooth, right? And smooth, right? And not very hard. But for the plant that have the secondary growth like tree, awak sentuh pekok tu, memang dia sangat kasar kan? It is very hard and also kasar, and very tough. So that is because of the bark, presence of the bark. This bark already replaced the epidermal tissue. So this bark actually is formed from the cord cambium. So these two is important in the secondary growth lah. So that is why that you see the secondary growth structure is more complicated. So this one more complicated again. So this one just to show the secondary growth lah. Okay, for the you will see here lateral meristem is in the lateral meristem contain vascular cambium and cord cambium, right? So vascular cambium is more inside to the plant, and then cord cambium is more outside. So vascular cambium responsible to produce secondary vascular tissue. For cord cambium is responsible to produce the cord cell. Okay, so normally when the cell complete the primary growth, primary growth, it will form the vascular cambium and cord cambium lah. So when the vascular cambium and cord cambium become active in a stem or root, primary growth has case in the area. Okay, so you see that thickness added, most of the cells are secondary xylem. So this is just you don't need to learn about secondary growth but although you not to learn, but the theory is that lah, the function is there. So you want to learn or not, unless you can explain lah. Okay. So you see that addition of cord cells. So when a cord cambium cell divides, sometimes one daughter cell become a cord cell to the outside of the cambium. So one cord cambium cell, when they divide, and then one of them remain stem cell, remain meristematic cells, and another one will be become the secondary, become the cord cell lah, become the cord cell already. So it add more to go to the direction of secondary growth lah. And then this one also. So this one is for xylem and phylum. Okay, so normally this is just the mechanism of the secondary growth lah. So why I show this is more give you the image to show that how vascular cambium or cord cambium function. But actually this one you already learned in STPM, but I think most of you already forget. So I just refresh only. Okay, so normally this is the summary. Not only summary to primary and secondary growth, also summary for meristematic cell. So actually all of the origin of the cells is come from apical meristematic cells. Okay, so apical meristematic cell, later it will be elongated and divided to these three types: protoderm, procambium, and ground tissue. So protoderm will become epidermis, procambium will become vascular one, vascular tissue, and then another one, ground tissue, will become the beef or cortex, and also the sclerenchyma, collenchyma, all of that. And then procambium and ground meristematic cell, it will produce vascular cambium and cord cambium. So this one actually is origin from these two primary meristematic tissue lah. Okay, and then this vascular cambium, after it is activated, when it is activated, meaning that primary growth is already end lah, because these two tissue is more responsible to secondary growth. So once secondary growth is activated, and then vascular cambium will produce secondary xylem and phloem. For cord cambium, it will produce the cord cell. So cord cells normally it will replace the epidermal part lah. It will replace the epidermis tissue. So that is why epidermis it does not have this one. So you will see that. So that is why that it highlight become the color blue one. So the dermal meaning is the outermost layer, like skin lah. But for human, the dermal part of the human is skin lah. For the part one is the cord. Cord. So it will replace the epidermis. Okay, so that's all for meristematic cells.